Right now, I'd like to introduce you to another little telethon star. At the age of 4, he decided he wanted to do something meaningful to raise money to help kids. He decided to walk 25 k's into town from his farm, and he raised $3,098. This is at the age of 4. He's walked every year since, raising money for Telethon. He now walks a 42-kilometre marathon. Last year, he entered the HTC One Day I Will campaign, which sets out to uncover inspiring and spectacular stories and achievements of everyday people doing extraordinary things. Over thousands of entries, he won. Excuse me. And he put the $25,000 winnings towards his goal, which was to raise $100,000 for Telethon. At the age of 10 now, he is our littlest, biggest, highest fundraiser, having raised an incredible $100,000 for Telethon by the age of 10. Please welcome Scott Guerini.
Thanks, Steve. As you heard, I'm Scott and I'm 10 years old. Even though I'm young, I like talking to big people because I have a great story to tell. When I was 4 months old, I was admitted into Princess Margaret Hospital for 3.5 weeks. I had protein colitis. It was making me very sick. The doctors put me on a very special formula that made me feel better, and I had to have a special diet until I was 3.5. I am very thankful to the doctors and staff that helped me. At the age of 2, I found out I was going to be a big brother. I was pretty excited. I went to Damien's 18-week scan and I told everyone, when I grow up, I'm going to be a baby doctor. Being a big brother is one of the best things and also one of the hardest as well. Damien has autism and it has given us all many challenges. There were many years where I couldn't go near Damien. He wouldn't let me play with him or give me a cuddle. I felt hurt because this was all I wanted. It would make me sad when I would see other siblings playing, having fun, and showing each other love, and I knew I couldn't do the same with my brother. I never gave up though, and slowly, over time, things started to change. Now Damien never wants to leave me alone, even though sometimes all I want is my own time. I started 4-year-old kindy, and I had the best teacher, Miss Fox. She taught me so much and I loved going to school. One of the things I learned about was raising money to help those less fortunate and in need. My mum and dad have always said I'm like a little sponge, always taking everything in. So it got me thinking about what I could do to help and who I could help. I knew I wanted to be a doctor to help all the sick kids and babies when I was older, but I also wanted to do something while I was waiting. I decided the hardest thing I could do was to walk from my farm to the Southern Cross Oval, which was 25 kilometres. Mum and Dad said it was too far for me to walk all that way with my little legs. But I'm very strong-willed, and when I want to do something important, I don't give up until it's done. So I kept bugging them every morning for 2 weeks. Could I please walk to town today? Finally, Mum said okay, but my dad still said no. Before the walk, we went down to the main street and asked for donations, and we raised $3,100. I was so excited for the walk because I had a Freddo ice cream cake waiting at the finish line for me. I finished the walk in 8 hours and 40 minutes. The following year at 5, I did the walk again. This time, we raised $5,600. It was a pretty tough walk, freezing cold, strong winds and wet. I finished in 8 hours, but after that, I decided I was too frozen and I would go into retirement. It didn't last long though. The next year, I turned 6 and I decided to come out of retirement and walk again. This time, I was keen to finish in under 8 hours. It rained on and off, but it wasn't as cold as the year before. Plus, my dad, Pop and Uncle Jason are farmers, and they keep saying we need the rain, so I couldn't complain too much. I'm proud to say that I made it in 7.5 hours and we raised $18,300 that year. When I was 7, my legs were longer, so I really wanted to go further. I decided to start at the emu-proof fence, which meant I would have to walk 41 kilometres to get to town. My school heard about what I was doing and decided to do a walkathon fundraiser to support me. It made me feel really special and excited to see so many other kids wanting to help. The 41-kilometre walk was harder than I thought it would be. I thought that I was soon going to be ready to walk to the other side of Australia, but I realised my legs needed to be a lot bigger to do that. In total, it took me 12 hours and 40 minutes, and we raised $20,000. By the time I was 8, I decided I really wanted to do a 42-kilometre marathon, and it was only a little bit further than I had walked the year before. I had been sick since the end of 2013 though, and this had made it harder for me. When it got to the 26-kilometre mark, I lay down on the road and cried. I really thought I wasn't going to make it. But I didn't want to let all those sick kids and babies down, so I got up and just kept going. I made it in 12 hours and 32 minutes and took 102,876 steps. That's a lot of steps. I counted every single one. Not really, I had a pedometer. This time we raised $12,900. Last year I was 9 and walked the marathon again. It was by far the saddest and hardest walk I've ever done. My cousin Joel, who would always walk with me, passed away just a few months before my walk. He was almost 7 years old. We wore orange and let orange balloons go every 5 kilometres to remember him and keep him a part of the day. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it without him. I felt so sad. But as I watched the first balloon float up into the fog and darkness, a butterfly flew past me and then up towards the sky. This was a sign that he was with me and it would be okay. I had so many people join me last year and walk with me, it really helped me through. I made it in 11 hours and 32 minutes and we raised $16,300. I did it for Joel. Even though I am young, I've done quite a lot. I even got to be Telethon's little ambassador for the HBF run for a reason last year. In the 6 years, I've walked 212 kilometres, even more if you count all my zigzagging and backwards walking. I won the Pride of Australia Young Leader Medal when I was 4, the Premier's Australia Day Active Citizenship Award when I was 6, was a finalist in the Young People Who Care Award when I was 8, and in January this year, I won the Premier's Australia Day Active Citizenship Award again. It has been an honour to receive these awards. My walking has led me to meet some very cool people, including a couple of Prime Ministers. It made me think I'd like to add that job to my list for when I'm older. Most importantly, I've helped a lot of sick kids and babies by raising $100,000 with the help of the generous community around me and HTC Australia, who picked me as a One Day I Will winner. My One Day I Will goal was to reach $100,000 raised for Telethon by the time I was 10, and with the prize being $25,000, I'm very pleased to say it got me over the line. When I am older, I would like to have my own hospital and be a doctor and researcher in it. I'm also hoping to become a Telethon $1 million partner by the time I'm 90. What makes me do all this walking, pushes me past the pain and keeps me going? Really, it's just the excitement and thought that I'm helping sick kids and babies, and that's all there is to it. It means everything to me. I really believe it's easy to make a difference. Thanks for listening. Now I've got to go because there's a couple of people in the front row I need to meet.
What a wonderful young West Australian. And Scott, if you hang around Professor Jonathan Karapetis over there, I'm sure you will achieve your dream of becoming a young doctor, contributing to the rich fabric of Western Australia. That was just fantastic.